Maxine is the third film in Ty West's trilogy. It's a loosely connected trilogy, starting with X, then Pearl, which was kind of a prequel, and then with Maxine, which is set in the 1980s, around 1985. Maxine is a porn star auditioning to be in a horror film. She's trying to get the part, nail the part to be in Elizabeth Bender's film Puritan 2. The opening of the film starts with Maxine, played by Mia Goth. And by the way, Mia Goth, phenomenal. What I love about Mia Goth as an actress, she doesn't act like a typical scream queen. She has layered performances. She's unhinged, and her monologue in Pearl is iconic. That 5-minute speech she gives to camera in Pearl is so incredible. It's just that sold me on her as an actress forever. Maxine being set in the 80s. She goes into this audition. It's the opening scene of the movie. She also gives it's not as long as 5 minutes. Gives this speech she's memorized, and she nails the part. Walks out and says to the other actresses, "You're wasting your time. I got that part." She lives by herself. She has a gun. She's protective because Hollywood in the 1980s is being terrorized by the Night Stalker who kills people. So this is like in the news. I mean, you see news reports, the Night Stalker, the Night Stalker, the Night Stalker's coming. So it's in the background. She has friends who are also in the business in pornography. We see her meet up with one of her friends who's doing a sex scene, and they all it's very casual to them. They strip, they do porn, whatever. But Maxine minks. Maxine wants to cross over into legit films in a horror movie. Puritan 2. It's her dream to be in it. And she gets the part. She nails it. But someone is tracking her. Kevin Bacon is a private dick following her, trying to expose her identity and her past. Coming from a religious background, we'll see. So he's tracking her down, exposing aspects of her life. This is all against the backdrop of brutal murders taking place in the 80s. She has a friend who works at the video store. They're both into horror films, and I love it. I love it because they go there and you see the video store, very accurate to a video store in 1985. Love that. I really love this film. I did not like it as much as Pearl. I thought Pearl had more meat on the bones in terms of a performance. This, there are people that are going to love this movie, and I think people that will be mixed on it. It's just not as good as Pearl. What I loved most, the 80s tone. It nailed it. Everything about it, from the gore, their brutal killings, to the tone, the music, Hollywood Boulevard. I moved to LA in 1989. Hollywood Boulevard is so accurate. They brought back old rundown theaters, like the Pacific Theater on Hollywood and Vine is there. And like, I loved it. It was like they reset it in that era. And she's so good at balancing this unhinged woman dealing with her past and trying to move beyond into a future as an actress. So, and lots of surprises. The other thing that was great about it, the cinematography, they shot it like it's from the 80s. I don't know what it was, the lenses or the color and the soft focus. It looked like I could take a VHS of Maxine, pop it in the VCR, and watch this movie. on the big screen, they did an effect. It just looks like an 80s movie. And Elizabeth Debicki, is that right?
Yeah.
Elizabeth Debicki plays Elizabeth Bender, the director. And they have this kind of intense relationship, trying to coach her to be a great actress in Puritan too. And and that whole conflict is also interesting. I'm not going to get into the kills or any spoilers, obviously, but I think it delivers for me. I don't like it as much as Pearl, but if you're a big horror fan, especially an '80s horror fan, you got to see Maxine. So I really and Mia Goth. I will see anything she's in. So Mia Goth should be in a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie. She's an actress that would bring something to it. You know, she is embodies feminine beauty, sexiness. Uh, she's a real woman while also being strong. She's not like, she's not just playing a man, you know, in terms of like a strong male character. So I love it. I recommend it. Super fun, especially if you love 80s horror, this movie's for you.
Does it cross the line for me? I mean, is this something I need to see or?
There are some kill scenes you would not like.
Yeah, but is it like yeah. I mean, if you're saying it's reminiscent of the 80s, I'm thinking, like Friday the 13th, Halloween, things like that.
Ups the ante on the kills. I think because it's a modern film, the kills are very creative. So let's just say that. But I really loved it. And I hope they continue this series. Mia Goth and Ty West. Mia was a producer on the film, so she clearly had some creative input.
But they're not connected. It's not like the stories are connected. It feels more thematic, if anything.
Yeah. This, unless I missed it, there is no real direct connection. Thematically, yes, because X was porn, Pearl was a sort of prequel, and I guess thematically, but direct connection.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but let me pause for a second. Someone's going to do a video and say, look at all the Easter eggs in Maxine that I missed because I wasn't paying attention. But
yeah, you were watching the movie. You weren't looking for Easter eggs.
Watching the movie, I'm not looking for Easter eggs. But I love the 80s video store. Captured it perfectly. So recommend from me for Maxine.